Procrastination is not a time problem. It is a perception problem. You are not avoiding the task itself. You are avoiding the discomfort your mind associates with it. The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. They knew that delay is not born from laziness, but from misjudgment. You look at effort and imagine pain. You look at difficulty and imagine failure. You look at responsibility and imagine pressure. And so you wait, not because you cannot act, but because your mind has convinced you that acting will cost more than delaying. The Stoic path begins by shattering that illusion. The first shift is this. You stop asking if you feel ready. The Stoic never waited for readiness. Readiness is emotional permission, and emotions change hourly. If you tie action to feeling ready, your life becomes ruled by mood. The Stoic acts on principle, not comfort. When something must be done, the question is no longer how you feel about it. The question becomes whether it is aligned with your duty. And once that is clear, action follows immediately, even if resistance is present. Procrastination survives because the task feels too big. Your mind turns a single action into a mountain. The Stoic method is to shrink the mountain into a step so small that avoidance becomes illogical. You do not focus on finishing, you focus on starting. Not starting perfectly, just starting at all. One sentence, one rep, one page, 1 minute of effort. Momentum is not created by ambition. It is created by entry. Once motion begins, resistance weakens. Another illusion that fuels procrastination is the belief that you must be in the right state to perform well. The Stoic rejects this completely. Action is what creates the state, not the other way around. You do not wait for clarity to begin. Beginning creates clarity. You do not wait for motivation to move. Moving creates motivation. The mind likes to reverse this order because it allows escape. The Stoic restores the natural sequence. Act first, feel later. The Stoics also trained themselves to see time differently. Most people behave as if time is endless. Later feels guaranteed. Tomorrow feels safe. But the Stoic lives with the awareness that time is fragile and unreliable. This is not morbid. It is awakening. When you truly understand that you are trading hours of your life for hesitation, procrastination begins to look expensive. Every delay costs something you cannot reclaim. Procrastination also thrives when identity is weak. If you see yourself as someone who tries, you will try. If you see yourself as someone who intends, you will intend. But if you see yourself as someone who executes, you will execute. The Stoic identity is rooted in action. You are not someone who hopes to be disciplined. You are someone who does what must be done, regardless of internal noise. Repeated action reshapes identity. Identity then sustains future action. The Stoic also understands that fear is often disguised as delay. Fear of failing, fear of not being good enough, fear of being exposed. So the task is postponed under the label of preparation, but preparation becomes a shelter for fear. The Stoic confronts this directly. He would rather act imperfectly than remain paralyzed by imagined judgment. He chooses progress over pride, forward motion over fragile ego. Another hidden driver of procrastination is attachment to outcome. You imagine how good success would feel, or how painful failure might be. Both images create pressure. The Stoic detaches from outcome and anchors to effort. Your job is not to guarantee success. Your job is to apply honest effort in the present moment. The result belongs to forces beyond your complete control. When outcome is released, action becomes lighter. The Stoic also removes the drama from work. Most people inflate their tasks emotionally. They turn simple effort into a psychological battle. The Stoic reduces work to mechanics. What are the next concrete actions required? Not emotionally, but physically. Open the document. Stand up. Write one line. Begin the repetition. When work is stripped of narrative, procrastination loses its theater. You also stop negotiating with yourself. Every negotiation strengthens the habit of delay. The Stoic issues commands, not debates. When the time to act arrives, the order is executed without discussion. The more you tolerate internal argument, the more authority your resistance gains. Discipline grows when resistance is acknowledged but ignored. The Stoic also prepares for internal resistance in advance. He does not expect the path to feel smooth. He does not assume that effort will feel rewarding in the beginning. He anticipates friction. And because resistance is expected, it no longer shocks him into delay. He moves with resistance present, not waiting for its absence. Another crucial shift is accepting boredom. Procrastination is often the rejection of boredom. The task feels dull, repetitive, uninspiring. So the mind searches for stimulation instead. The Stoic accepts boredom as part of the human condition. He does not demand excitement from duty. He performs what must be done, whether it entertains him or not. And in time, boredom itself loses its power to repel action. The Stoic also cuts the link between emotion and permission. You do not wait to feel confident to act. Confidence is built through acting without it. You do not wait to feel disciplined to work. Discipline is built through working without it. Every time you act without emotional approval, you weaken procrastination at its root. There is also a deeper layer. Procrastination protects the ego. If you never fully try, you never fully risk failing. The Stoic sees through this defense. He understands that avoiding failure guarantees a different kind of failure. The failure of unrealized potential. The failure of unused time. The failure of becoming smaller than what was possible. The Stoic approach to stopping procrastination forever is not about pressure. It is about clarity. You clarify what is required. You detach from fantasy. You reduce action to mechanics. You accept discomfort. You release outcome. You act anyway. Again and again until this becomes who you are. Over time, something shifts. You no longer experience the internal debate as often. The pause between intention and action shortens. The weight of starting decreases. What once required willpower begins to require only obedience. This is how procrastination dies,
not through force, but through replacement. Delay is replaced by discipline. Avoidance is replaced by execution. You stop needing the perfect mood. You stop needing the perfect plan. You stop needing the perfect moment. You become the person who moves when it is time to move. And that single trait changes everything. Your confidence rises, not because you feel powerful, but because you are reliable to yourself. You trust your own follow-through. You trust your word. This trust becomes the foundation of momentum. Procrastination promises relief, but delivers regret. Action promises discomfort, but delivers growth.
The Stoic chooses the honest path, not the easy one, not the emotional one, the necessary one. And in doing so, he escapes the cycle that traps most people in half-finished lives. Once you internalize this, procrastination no longer feels like a personality trait. It feels like an outdated habit you no longer need. And from that moment forward, the question is no longer when you will begin. The question becomes why you ever waited.